and welcome to Yoga with Yo Gabriella. My goal is to enhance the quality of your experiences and your energy so that you can embody your essence, to understand the language of your body, and to realign the posture of your heart so you can fully indulge with the richness of life. So, whether you're new or you're coming back, I'm so blessed to have you part of this tribe, to share this experience with you, and I'm truly honored that you're here. So, whenever you're ready, grab your mat and let's get started. So this is going to be a super slow restorative, and even though the body's going to be getting some benefits, it's mostly going to be a mental stimulation. So if you are looking for a miracle mentality, then come to your mat, come join me. You won't need any props unless you feel the urge for it, but we're going to be mostly on our backs and just getting into the hips. So whenever you're ready, grab your mat, prepare yourself, and let's get started. So we're gonna get started on our backs. You can lay completely flat or you can keep your knees bent. We're just gonna get into our breath a little bit. So as soon as the body settles in, you can roll the shoulders down and back and just get into your body. You can place a hand on your belly or your chest or just keep them by your side. Gently gonna rest the eyes, and we're gonna follow this pattern of a 3-6-9. So what that is we're gonna inhale for a count of 3, hold our breath for a count of 6, and then slowly with a controlled exhale on a count to 9. So we're gonna do this a couple times so you can start to feel the benefits of the breath. So whenever you're ready, we're gonna start to take that deep breath in from the nose and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and slowly exhale. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Inhale. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and slowly exhale. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Inhale. Hold. And exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. And exhale. Now you can continue this pattern or just be really intentional with your breath. Notice the differences that you feel as we start to set the intention of what it's like to have a miracle mentality. So how do you go from being stuck in an ungodly life to being fulfilled in a godly life? And what I first want to say is you are frustrated because you are not born to be regular. You were born for so much more. And when God supers your natural, so your gifts, your innate ability, just you and your authenticity, then you become supernatural. So let that sink in. What is your authentic self like? And you innately know. So now it's shedding all of those layers that are not you. Go ahead, take a deep breath in. And exhale out. We're going to start coming into a butterfly pose. So we're going to bring our feet together. The soles of the feet touch as we start to open up our knees out towards the side. You can place a pillow or a block underneath your thighs if that feels uncomfortable for you. Your feet can be drawn in close towards your groin, or they can be extended out just a little bit further out in front of you. And just enjoy this openness in the hips. Your hands can be on your belly, on your hips, and just feel the openness. And as we're here, I want you to think about your attitude, your spirit, and your thought processes and how you label things. Because you can still wake up in the most beautiful place and still be suffering, still be unhappy. I know I experienced this when I moved down to Florida. I thought my whole problems would go away, but the problems follow you. So it's not our location that can change or needs to change. Sometimes, yes. And sometimes it's our mentality. It's our spirits. And I think that's why it's so heavily enforced that seek first the kingdom and all shall be added. So seek first the love within yourself. Seek first for that peace within you. And everything will come into play. So maybe ask yourself, where or what thoughts do you get to change? How can you operate from a place of sadness to dullness to maybe a sense of gratitude and knowing who your God is and that God is so magical and that magic lays within you. Take one more deep breath in and exhale out. Your hands will come by your knees. Gently bring your legs back up towards center. And we're going to do the counteractive pose. So start to walk your feet as wide as the mat and allow the knees to concave inwards till they touch. Now you can play around with your stance if your feet want to walk out further out towards the end of the mat or closer towards your hips. If you need to widen or narrow the stance of your feet, you can also do that. Here we're getting into the SI joint, so where the spine meets the pelvis. Where do you feel unable? Where do you feel like you're lacking skills or that it's not meant for you? Or where are you doubting yourself? I think that's the biggest question. Where are you doubting yourself? Well, what would happen if you brought God's mentality and God's support into this? Because wherever you feel unable, God will enable to make you able. So when we trust in the kingdom of God and his power and who God is, source, creator, infinite intelligence, then you realize the power that lays within you. And you start to realize that you are always able. And if not, God will find a way. If there's a will, there is a way. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale out. So you can separate your knees, walk your feet back into hip alignment. And then we're going to cross the left ankle over the right knee, the right thigh. You can gently press that left knee away. So now we're coming into a reclined pigeon, also known as a figure four. If this feels comfortable for you, you can stay here. You can gently draw your legs in towards your chest to get a deeper stretch. We're going to be here for about 2 deep breaths, and then we're going to come into a twist. So making sure you're feeling the stretch on the outside of that left hip. And if this bothers your knee, you can gently flex your left toes. Activate those toes. Go ahead, bring the right foot back down towards the mat. Keep in the figure four. Your hands are going to come into a T position. And gently, with control on your exhale, so the core is gently engaged, we move from the biggest part of our body first. So first move from the hips, and then the feet will follow, dropping them over towards the right. So the sole of the left foot is on the ground, the edge of the right leg is on the ground, and your left knee is pointed up towards the ceiling. Your arms are still open. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, and just feel the openness of this twist. So now that we know who our God is, or we're starting to understand or become curious of who He is, remembering the magic, knowing that He can make us able, when we start to find that path, we also get to protect our greatness. So where do you need to establish boundaries? And healthy boundaries. Maybe it's a discipline. Maybe it's removing a distraction. Maybe it's not tolerating the toxicity that's around you anymore, or not allowing anybody to talk down to you. Whatever it is, how can you protect your greatness? And what does that mean to you? Remember that you are so loved and so deserving, and your authenticity deserves to shine. I used to be ashamed for being really quiet and mellow, and I would always think that I'd have to be loud to receive attention or loud to take up my space. But in reality, realizing that that is my natural, authentic mannerisms, it's a good thing. Calmness is needed. Mellow is okay, and that's who I am, and that calmness shines and it radiates louder than what it was for me to be loud. So maybe you get to observe what your natural authenticity is. And even though it seems so common or common sense or natural, it's sometimes hard to see those natural gifts. So if you're struggling, maybe you ask some of your closest people that you love what that is, or maybe you set the intentions to explore that. Take one more deep breath in and sigh out. Slowly you can bring your knees back up towards center. Release the cross. Allow the blood flow to go back towards the left hip. If you need to extend that left leg out, you can. And whenever you're ready, we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So go ahead, cross the right ankle over the left knee. Gently press that right knee away from you. You can activate those right toes if it bothers your knee. Keep your hips relatively pressed on the mat, squared. And if you want a deeper stretch, you can go ahead, lift the left leg up and just hold here for 2 breaths. You can wrap your hands around your left thigh. Relax the shoulders. And slowly you can release that left leg back down towards the mat. Open the hands into a T position and gently send your legs over towards the left. So the right foot is flat on the ground, the right knee points up, and you're on the left side of your leg, or you're on the outside of the left leg. Shoulders are relaxed. You can gaze over your left fingers or your right and just allow your body to melt away. And the final observation of how to gain a miracle mentality, the most important one, is we get to lean into the miracles. So first, defining what is a miracle to you. And sometimes we think that miracles have to be this grand, big old thing, but sometimes we don't even realize that miracles can be small. Miracles are the little nuances. Miracles are waking up, your breath. Miracles are having another 24 hours. And when we lean into those miracles, when we start to see the little miracles on a small day-to-day basis, then we get the opportunity to witness the grand miracles. The ones that leave us flabbergasted and in awe and reverence of the Lord. And then we get to expect the miracles. Because miracles don't just get you out. If you need a miracle of a new job, of a new house, a car, sometimes those are valid and great miracles. But miracles get you in. Doors will be open that you didn't even know could be opened. Opportunities will present itself more than what you thought. And only God can open those doors. So lean in and expect, because your God is so good. Your God is waiting for you to receive those miracles. So open your hearts up to receive. Open your hearts to the kingdom, and all shall be added. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. So that you can bring your legs back up towards center. Release the cross. You can make any movements that feels good for you. And then gently elongate your legs out in front of you. Hands come by your side. Roll the shoulders down and back. Coming into our final resting pose. And from here on out, I hope and I pray that you seek the greatness within you with all humbleness and all humility. You see the glory within yourself, the glory that God has given you. To be of service is to show up in your most authentic self. And the more you show up as the more authentic version of yourself, the more that you'll experience the blessings and the magic and the miracles, and seek first the kingdom, the best version of yourself, the Christ version of yourself, the loving version of yourself, and all shall be added. So may this inspire you to reconnect with yourself, because when you reconnect and understand you, you understand your God, your Creator. Take a moment to allow the integration to connect between the neural networks within your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit. And I pray that you get an encounter today with your heavenly parents. You can stay here as long as you would like, or you can gently start to make movements in the body. Maybe take a deep stretch. And then, as gentle as your body will allow, you can gently roll over and make your way up to come into a seated position. And as we come here, I usually take a moment to honor yourself, but in this moment, I want you to find what is your next mental step that you get to take. What is one change that you are committing to today of how you can change your mentality to step into this miracle mentality? As you commit to yourself, you can go ahead, bring your hands to prayer pose in front of your heart, honoring yourself, your journey, where you've been, where you're going, honoring God for this experience, for His creations to make all of this accessible and able. May you open your heart, may you open your heart, your eyes, your ears to receive all the blessings from God today. May you stand in your authentic, true light self and cherish it. Malama Pono. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, and I hope this inspires you every moment that you get, and come revisit it whenever you need that inspiration. Until next time. I'm truly so grateful to have shared this experience with you. If you are looking to continue feeling expansive, experiencing salvation with a rich quality of life, then please support by subscribing, engaging, and liking this video.